Many Disney shows are full of controversies because they go against the fact that the shows are mostly meant for kids and teenagers. Bunk'd is definitely not an exception. The fourth season of Bunk'd came as a surprise because many fans were not expecting it. It may be because of some issues or controversies that have been going on, or because most of the characters had confirmed their exit. Welcome to Riveted, and here are the top controversies when it comes to Bunk'd. It's culturally stereotypical. Many critics believe that this is a problem not just with Bunk'd, but with Disney as a whole. Well, our primary focus for today is Bunk'd. Most of the viewers were not okay with the casting, and in an attempt to probably be inclusive, Disney didn't quite impress all its viewers. Let's take Ravi, for instance. When he was cast on the television series, many people thought, here we go again. Disney has just cast a nerdy, non-athletic Indian boy with an over-the-top fake accent. Emma is a Caucasian girl who is rich, blonde, and dumb, who is always obsessed with her appearance. Xander, on the other hand, was cast as an attractive, athletic white boy, and every girl is crazy about him. Then we had Jorge, a fat, non-attractive, nerdy Hispanic kid with a foul odor. Stereotyping isn't something new when it comes to Disney. It's just more prominent in shows such as Bunk'd. The production has also cast fat, non-attractive Hispanic girls in other shows like Rainy Rodriguez. Wow, Disney, in case you haven't looked, there are very good-looking Hispanic people on the planet. And of course, there was Zuri, a stereotypical sassy black girl who can also be very mean. Some people thought that Zuri was great in Jessie, but she was totally non-relatable in Bunk'd. Apparently, she only sat back and made snide remarks throughout the series. And of course, there was Tiffany, a smart Asian girl always afraid of her mom. She plays the violin and only cares about college. Viewers found it offensive that the only sane person on the show was a white boy. Well, some people believe that Disney was simply trying to be all-inclusive. But the critics insisted that the show could still be inclusive without the cultural stereotypes. Introducing kids to such kind of stereotypes at a young age is wrong on so many different levels. Not everyone believes this, though. Some people say that the casting is harmless and viewers should just enjoy the show. What do you think? We'd love to know your opinion on this. Sound off in the comment section below. Sexual innuendos. Disney is supposed to be family-friendly, but the language used on Bunk'd is definitely not. The sexual references may be hidden, but it's not something a child should be exposed to. When the show was first released, parents complained that the show was full of sexual innuendos, particularly with Hazel and Gladys, who were clingy and made uncomfortable jokes. In one episode, Gladys puts her hand in one of a man's belt loops and talks about pulling something out of a hat. Woohoo! In the premiere of the show, they joked about making out, and they spoke of a place in the woods that teenagers would sneak out to. The show actually had the kissing and the sneaking, definitely inappropriate for the young viewers. Also, almost all the girls are obsessed with boys like it's the only achievement in their lives. One scene which was completely inappropriate was where a bunch of campers fell on top of each other trying to get to their spirit stick. And Xander said, I had dreams about this, and I was much happier when he was on top of Emma. And there are many inappropriate things which were said on Bunk'd, like, he's probably run off with some flexible gymnast. We won't have a place to, talk. I really love talking, this referring to sex. Those are definitely not meant for kids' ears. It enforces disrespectfulness. The issue of disrespectful kids came up a couple of times throughout the show. The kids were making fun of the camp director in a very disrespectful way. The camp director commented about a wild night not getting what she wanted from a man after she had bailed him out of jail. The man was also the candy supplier to the camp, so therefore his punishment was no candy would be purchased from him for the camp. Then Jorge yelled, whoa, why do we all have to suffer just because you're hideous and no one wants to date you? And it wasn't the only instance. Many viewers complained that the kids of Bunk'd were spoilt, rude, and are terrible examples to children. We know well that kids pick up behaviors from home, from school, and television, so parents weren't really comfortable exposing their kids to the show. Oh, let's also not forget the instance where an African American and a Hispanic sell candy to other campers behind the counselors' backs. The candy is meant to be symbolic of drugs, and the kids show how much they are addicted to candy. It was literally an indication that it was okay for a certain ethnic group to smuggle drugs and sell them illegally. A Jessie spin-off with no Jessie characters. Many fans believe that it doesn't make sense to call it a Jessie spin-off without the characters from Jessie, since Season 4 has none of the characters. After purchasing Camp Kikiwawa for $1 from the Ross siblings, always cheerful former counselor Lou Hockhauser takes over the reins at Camp Kikiwaka. No mention of former characters. Okay, this is just rude, Disney. Miranda May is the only actor to appear in all 4 seasons of the show. Kevin G. Quinn, Nina Liu, and Nathan Arenas left the series after the 2nd season. Peyton List, Karan Brar, and Skai Jackson left the series after the 3rd season. Rafael Alejandro, Will Buey Jr., and Mallory James Mahoney joined the series during the 3rd season. Israel Johnson, Shelby Simmons, and Scarlett Estevez joined the show during its 4th season. Many Bunk'd fans were disappointed because Disney introduced them to amazing characters, then they left the cast and there was no mention of them in the subsequent seasons. Viewers also hoped that the initial cast would at least show up at the camp even for just one episode for old time's sake. The chemistry between the first characters is what made the show interesting, and viewers connected most to Xander, Jorge, and Tiffany. After Disney removed the characters, they replaced them with other stereotypical characters. Destiny, the perfect blonde girl obsessed with pageants. Finn, the dumb blonde who is a ripoff of Jorge or Luke. And Mateo, who is the smart kid with glasses. It was actually canceled after season 3. Most Disney productions only go up to their 3rd season, and they are renewed for a 4th season if they are really, really good. After the 3rd season, the cast members were certain that they wouldn't return for a 4th season. It was just as shocking to them as it was to the viewers that the series was renewed for a 4th season. Bunk'd is the 12th Disney original series to make it to a 4th season, and the 8th non-animated series to make it to a 4th season, preceded by That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, Good Luck Charlie, Kickin' It, Austin and Ally, Jessie, Lab Rats, Phineas and Ferb, Kim Possible, and Liv and Maddie. One of the reasons why Disney cancels shows after the 3rd season is because they have to increase the cast salaries if they are taken up for the 4th season. Could this be the reason why season 4 of Bunk'd has new characters? Well, many people tend to believe that it was actually the reason why the main characters easily left the show. Well, the big question was how the series would continue, yet the Ross siblings had already announced that they were moving on with their lives, and Disney wasn't part of their future. Which brings us to the specifics of why each of them left Bunk'd. Well, the Ross family had the opportunity to say goodbye, and they were at least mentioned in the 4th season, but we barely had anything about Xander, Tiffany, and Jorge when they left the show. Why Peyton List left? Peyton List was the star of the show, playing the character of Emma Ross. It was no doubt fans fell in love with her character as the camp's counselor and later the manager. Some felt they could not continue watching the show without her featuring. It's common for fans of a television show to feel this way, especially if the main character leaves or just dies in the script or otherwise. At the end of season 3, it was evident that Peyton was leaving. When characters like Emma Ross leave, it is usually the actor's decision and not necessarily the writer's. When asked why she wanted to leave, Peyton List said she had outgrown children's shows. She went to explain that she loves all of the Bunk'd people and counts them as family, but everyone grows up and starts a new project. This is totally true, and for whichever reason, she has all the right to choose her future path. Peyton also announced that she wanted to work on her clothing line, and her target market was young adults. We all know that Disney's major audience is teenagers and children, so she wouldn't really sell her brand while working at Disney. Why Karan Brar left? Brar is definitely an impressive actor, and he is out to prove to the entire universe that Indian actors are more than sidekicks in the entertainment industry. To do that, he had to leave Disney and take up more challenging roles in Hollywood. So far, we can say that he's doing a great job and he has a very bright future ahead. Why Skai Jackson left? Skai has mentioned several times that she's outgrown Disney, and she also wants to take up challenging roles. She's also said that she's a big fan of fashion, and hopefully, Skai now has enough time to work on amazing designs. We've seen her style on red carpets, and we know she'll be an iconic fashion designer. She already launched a successful line with Nowadays, and we can't wait for her own line. Well, she also has a YouTube channel, and of late, she's posted more incredible stuff for her fans. Many Bunk'd fans didn't want another season without the original characters, and they believe that Disney renewed Bunk'd because they needed something to fill their summer schedule. Well, to some extent, it has always been a quantity over quality company, that the company's priority is to produce shows in bulk quantities. If they write one off, they just replace it with something else. So, will there be a 5th season? Well, for Disney shows, getting to season 4 is already hard. Having a 5th season will definitely be a miracle. What do you think of Bunk'd so far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe to Riveted and turn on the notification because we publish amazing videos daily.